Hey guys, what's up? It's Al. I'm going to break down the Monday night football game between the Dallas Cowboys and the Tennessee Titans. We're going to look at the single game showdown slate on DraftKings. There's $1 million in this guaranteed prize pool tournament this Monday night, $250,000 to first place. Obviously, it's unlikely that one person is going to take down the entire prize pool. It's usually split between anywhere between 3, 5, or 150, 200 people all the way up top. But I like the differentiation with the captain spot. I like the 1.5x salary. I like the 1.5x points. The fact that you have some decisions that you have to make. Now, this game is a little bit ugly. We have two teams that love to run the football. We have two defenses that are really good at stopping the other team from running the football, and it's going to lead to kind of a weird situation, right? Like one team has to impose their will upon the other. It could be a sloppy game. It could be a low-scoring game. Kickers could be very involved in the way that this game plays out in terms of the DraftKings slate, in terms of the way that this showdown slate plays out. I did happen to win one of these a few weeks ago with two kickers in my lineup in a game where both kickers scored over 15 points, a really rare occurrence. But it is something that can happen. I do like the way that DraftKings has priced these single game showdowns. They've kind of made the pricing a little bit different. They've been tweaking it every single week that it's gone along. And we've tried to keep up with the pricing and keep up with the way that the slates have gone to try and stay ahead of the curve. And we're going to keep trying to do that here today. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you showing up once again for this Monday Night Football Showdown slate. Please click like on this video. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Ring that notifications bell so that you get a message in your inbox or in your little notifications channel right here on YouTube, letting you know when I come out with new NFL or NBA content. So, why don't we just get right to it? Obviously, 6 spots, 1 captain spot. We're going to start all the way up top. We did have one big trade that's going to be on this slate, and that's Amari Cooper going from the Raiders to the Dallas Cowboys. Who cares about what they paid for him? You can argue that somewhere else. Cowboys haven't really been throwing the ball a ton, but the Raiders have been bad, so maybe he's in a better situation here, at least with a capable quarterback, a very talented running back that other teams are going to have to focus on, which is going to leave Amari Cooper on an island outside against somebody who he should be able to take advantage of on a game-in, game-out basis, right? You put Amari Cooper in single coverage with as good at route running as he is and as athletic and a beast as he can be, we could see some big games out of Amari Cooper. But the problem is, as always with Amari, it's hard to peg when those games are going to come. If you look at his game log, it's the exact reason why I'd never really have latched on to Amari Cooper as an every week play for me, especially in terms of cash games. Single game showdown being a different animal, obviously. But floor of 2, ceiling of 30, right? It's too big of a floor, too big of a variance between somebody's floor and ceiling, as opposed to someone like Ezekiel Elliott, obviously a different position, gets more volume. Had his worst game against Washington at Washington. Very good against the run. Also an in-division opponent. But again, 15, 20, 17, 19, 18. Big game of 37. Your floor when going with a running back always going to be higher than your floor going with a wide receiver, except for a select few, maybe 4 or 5 wide receivers out there, just because of the volume that they see. Ezekiel Elliott, my highest raw projected total. Basically any projection system that you use is going to have him as the highest raw projected total guy on the slate, and therefore you're going to want to pay for him in the captain spot. But this may be a different situation because, as I said, Tennessee, extremely good at stopping the run, especially the last 4 weeks. Dallas, also very good at stopping the run. You know that Tennessee wants to run the ball as well. So while Ezekiel Elliott is in play for me at captain, I don't know that we have to use him in captain for this game. We're going to go through a couple of other players and see where we can maybe go. Obviously, Ezekiel Elliott, 19,000 for the captain spot. He's going to get the most volume. They're playing at home. I don't have a problem with you fitting him in there. We'll try and make a lineup with him at captain to see what we can do with that. Dak Prescott, another high volume guy. Obviously he's a quarterback, but I mean volume in terms of like rushing attempts, and you get the rushing upside total and the floor with his rushing yards. He now has a better weapon on the outside, which is the one thing that was sorely lacking from the Dallas Cowboys attack this year, was any sort of talent on the outside. All apologies. These guys are great athletes and everything. Gallup's going to be good in the future, and Beasley is serviceable as a slot wide receiver. They just don't have Jason Witten. They don't have Dez Bryant, even though it was maybe the corpse of Dez Bryant the last couple of seasons. Obviously not as explosive as he was before. You give him an athlete on the outside that can make plays and shift the defense. Now they can actually do things theoretically, that are going to put Dak Prescott in a better position for him to succeed, and for those other complementary wide receivers to not have to be in that wide receiver one role, giving them more space and more opportunity to operate in the offense. So Dak Prescott, I think he's 16-5 at captain, in play for me. Marcus Mariota just hasn't put it all together. Just hasn't. Maybe it's the offense, maybe it's the weapons around him, but 2 games in double digits this year. Maybe he's hurt. Maybe he's, maybe he just doesn't have it. Maybe he's regressing. Maybe the offense isn't suited for his skill set. But on a week in, week out basis, we're just not seeing the numbers that Marcus Mariota was putting up a year or two ago when he was one of my favorite quarterbacks to play in daily fantasy because of his 30-point upside with his legs and his ability to throw for multiple touchdowns. That's just gone. So I don't know that we can go back to him here. Somebody who has also been up and down. Again, this whole game, I like this game better than I liked last Thursday night's game, but it's not a pretty situation, guys. Let's not pretend that this is another, there's bankable fantasy assets that we can go to here. Corey Davis, somebody who I think is a very good wide receiver, is going to be a great wide receiver as he gets into his mid-20s coming up soon enough, but as Mariota struggles, so will his wide receivers. So his production has been up and down this year. Pardon me for the cough. I'm the worst. I'm the worst streamer. I'm the worst content creator. I'm sorry for having a cough. Amari Cooper, if you want to play they've got a brand new toy and he's going to be on the outside and they've got somebody to go to. Fine, I get that. The problem is Beasley's just kind of staring me in the face. And he's gotten a good amount of work. And he doesn't cost a lot. And he's going to allow me to afford all the other players, even if I slam him in at captain for 10-2. And it ain't sexy. And I ain't happy about it. But here we are. With Cole Beasley sitting in a captain spot, which kind of allows us to do this, and do this, and maybe do that. And then we got 3,700 remaining per player. I got to find somebody on Tennessee, right? I mean, even Taywan Taylor's down. The kickers, I think, are definitely in play this game. Like, this is just so ugly. This whole game. Like, Monday night's supposed to be great teams, great games, a ton of entertainment, and they just don't. This is a Thursday night game dressed up like a Monday night football game. There's just nothing here. I do like this. 5 or more targets in each of the last 3 games for Allen Hurns. But does he lose his role in this offense? I assume he's going to be the guy on the other side, but he's going to lose snaps. Him and Michael Gallup kind of going to... Cooper's going to be out there a ton. I think that they kind of split the snaps on the other side, and Beasley plays in the slot. I do like the price on Hurns, though. That gets 1 kicker out of our lineup, right? And it gives us 9,600. Go there. Can upgrade him to Taylor if you want for tournament upside if he can catch a long pass or turn a short screen into a long play, which we've seen him do a couple of times this year. That's an all Dallas team. That won't fly. I think we have to do that in that lineup. Going with an Ezekiel Elliott at captain lineup, we're really going to have to find some value. So your Zeke Elliott captains lineups are going to have to include 2. Not necessarily. You can go with Hurns and 1 kicker/defense in that spot, I think. Like if we put Suckup in there. Dallas's defense has done a good job of getting pressure on the passer, but at 5,800, are they priced up a little bit too much? They've got a good defensive line. But like now we're reaching into position player territory, right? Like we're right up against Cole Beasley, 58-68. I'd rather have Beasley at 68. That leaves me that much to go. Plug in Prescott. Now I have 6,500. This is backup QB territory. Here's the gap this week, guys. It's between 72 and 58, right? So you got a $1,400 gap between the last playable offensive skill position player, then they have the backups, and then they have the next playable player, the Cowboys defense, down at 58, and then, geez, it's a 2,000 gap between position to position. Positional skill player, $2,000 gap between one and the next. I mean, we could plug Henry in there. Again, these are two really good run-stopping defenses, and I think that we're going to have to either play pass-catching backs, which means going for Dion Lewis, right? And we're going to have to find a way to shave off of this. We're going to have to shave salary here. Need 700. We get off Suckup and get to somebody else. Swaim, Gathers. None of this is good. I think this is a leave salary on the table slate, guys. I kind of do. Kind of do. If you're going to go with Zeke Elliott, you're either going to have to leave money on the table or you're going to have to make an uncomfortable decision of fading somebody up in here. Maybe come down from Prescott to Mariota. And then that leaves you 39 for Dallas or Suckup or something like that. The key is going to be finding which stud you want in your captain spot. I think Zeke is captain viable. I think Prescott's captain viable. For tournaments, I think Cooper is captain viable. Corey Davis, Dion Lewis, both quarterbacks because of their rushing ability. Reaching down further, I've already said I like Cole Beasley because of the amount of targets and easy convertible catches he gets in DraftKings full PPR. As far as a long shot captain, like a low dollar type captain spot, maybe Allen Hurns, maybe Taiwan Taylor. Really reaching possibly Gallup. But I don't love any of those. I will have shares of them in tournaments, though. Maybe a few lineups, but like I concentrate on making my captain the guys that I think have 30-point upside, and that means either 100 yards, 5 catches, 2 touchdowns, something along those lines, or big playability, somebody like Taiwan Taylor. That's going to do it, guys. Just kind of an ugly Monday night game. I wish we had the Sunday night game on Monday night with Green Bay against the Patriots. That was a high-flying, high-shooting game. Hopefully we can get better games on the Thursday and the Monday night slates because those are the ones that I do the videos for. But I appreciate you guys hanging out once again. I'll be back this whole week. You can check my Instagram. The link's down below in the comments. Just click, or in the descriptions. Please click show more. You can find Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. My stream schedule for Twitch is posted on every one of those places. So I would love to see you. Thank you guys for being here. Click like, and I'll catch up to you later. Bye, guys.